Welcome back. It's another nice day. For now, they want rain later in the week, so I kind of want to get a lot of these fields chopped up, disked up. And in doing that, we need to work on the tractor obviously too, but I'm gonna wait until it's rainy outside to do that because it only makes sense. We have all this stuff started outside, so we got to continue with that while it's nice out. And then on the rainy days, hopefully we can continue making progress on the tractor. Here is the disc we're going to be using. It's an Ironcraft 8-foot disc. We have this set on the, it's an aggressive setting. It's not all the way as far as it could be, but this should do really well. It's got the updated discs. This thing's obviously a newer machine, so it has the, or newer implement I should say. So obviously it has the cutting discs on it, which is what we need for a lot of the grass and the sod that we have. So we're gonna run this and go through all the fields. This should go a lot quicker than the plowing did initially. First area on the agenda is the garden. Some of this dirt's actually really nice. We don't really have to do a whole lot with it, but we're gonna start out here first, get this leveled off, and we should be good to go. Well, this is done already. This only took a couple minutes to do, which obviously is small. I do need to run over the exterior sides a little bit where there's a lot more sod and grass, but the majority of it, the dirt's really nice. And we're gonna rototill this. We won't do that with the fields obviously, but we're gonna rototill this just for the simple fact to level everything off. And a lot of this stuff is obviously planted by hand. So this is the garden area, that just makes sense. So I'll probably do a couple more passes over that sod to try and really break that up, and then we'll move on to the next field. Next is this field. Oh, this field is rough. I will say that looks a lot better. Still a lot of grass out there, a lot of sod that's gonna need broken up. So that could be a little bit of an issue, but I think we can work through that. this again at some point. It's really bumpy, but it's getting there. It's definitely better than it was, for sure. Not as many big clumps, it's just some grass and stuff yet that has to die off, but I feel like because some spots we plowed so deep, we pretty much didn't have a choice other than try and chop this grass up and the sod up a little bit, because if we didn't, it probably wouldn't die. It'd just keep growing because there's enough root structure there and enough soil. I mean, it would probably eventually die, but it would take a long time. So this field's done. This is about a 1 acre field, I believe, roughly. So now we'll go to another little patch that I did, and then we'll go to the 2 acre field. And we should be done after that. We did the garden. The 1 acre plot up on top, I doubt we're really gonna have the disc. I'll probably go up there anyway, just because there's some spots we missed with the plow, but that dirt actually got really nice with the plow because it stays drier. So a lot of this soil is really dark right here. It's a nice color soil. It's really narrow here, and then it widens out through there pretty far. So we'll go to the next one. So this is a little area. This is like 0.3, and I didn't even do the whole thing, but I just kind of want to show you guys a little bit before what it looks like versus after. So you can see, you know, what the plow did. Obviously, I might try and go up there. I'm not sure. It's really wet actually right there. You can see it's shiny. We might plant pumpkins or something along this edge. I'm not exactly sure yet. Maybe up along there, because ultimately that's kind of steep. This is the flattest ground right in here. We could probably go up a little bit further. So here's a little bit before, and I'll come to the same spot and show you what it looks like after. Well, I've seemed to clog up the disc. Alrighty then. Oh yeah. That's better. Went through a little bit of clay, it looks like. A little moist. Now, new goal. Let's try not to do that again. In that little field earlier, I didn't forget. This is after. Not too bad. Over and everything, there was still enough dirt there and root structure to keep it growing. So this is kind of why I'm doing it. Yeah, it might be a little bit, the moisture content of the dirt might be a little higher than it should be, but I really just need to get in here at this point to chop all this grass and stuff up that's continuing to grow. And I can see some of the other stuff that was starting to rot, so that's a plus. But I basically just need to get in here and chop all of it up, because planting season is at least probably within a couple of weeks. So I need to get this rolling as quick as possible. I know I'm gonna have to go over stuff again and probably drag harrow it and everything, and that's fine, but I really just need to get this grass and stuff chewed up. It's not going too bad. This isn't as bumpy either. A little bit here and there, but not terrible. I am in the home stretch finally. We're got right there to about right there. So probably, I would say another pass down and back, maybe 2-3 more passes. Just a guess. It's looking better. Definitely chopping a lot of that stuff up. We're finally done with the 2-acre field. It's definitely looking better. Again, the moisture level was probably a little bit higher than it should have been. It was not sticking to the disc, as you can see. There's nothing here, so definitely a plus with that. But as far as chopping it up, and this is kind of what we're dealing with, but this stuff is starting to rot up, so we need a really good, hot, sunny day to really dry this stuff up and kill it. And then I'm assuming we're gonna have to chop it up more, but it looks a lot better than it did. Now, it is getting dark. It is almost 8 o'clock. We have 2 more fields to do. We're gonna try and pound those out quick. They're small and it should go a lot quicker. You can definitely tell that this is drier dirt. Still forms a ball, but it's turning into really fine, not really powder, but it's breaking down a lot better than the field we were just in. Disc is doing good here. Only a little bit to go. Yeah, this wasn't a very big field, so this will go pretty quick, and then we'll go up on the hill and pound that out. And that is even finer than, doesn't really have the ridges as much, because that always dries off quicker. So when we plowed that got pretty good already. So we should be able to go through that in a higher gear. As I said, this really probably wouldn't need to be disked right now, but like this right here, that's a big clump, so it wouldn't hurt. And there are some areas like that right there that I kind of missed, and definitely on the other side there's definitely some areas over there. This is definitely by far the nicest field that we're gonna have so far. Now, this was actually kind of ripped up a little bit in the fall, so that's why there wasn't really any sod or anything really to break up, because there wasn't much growth, and if there was, it was very short. So there it is. Nice, clean, ready to plant dirt. It is very, very, very nice stuff. Hardly anything is clumpy, a little bit here and there, but basically all I'd have to do with this at this point is bring a drag harrow up here and level this all off, and this area up here is pretty much ready to plant. We are 110% ready to go up here. This is definitely by far the best field that we're gonna have for sure. So we shouldn't have to do anything else with this until basically right before we're ready to plant. And then at that point, this should go really smooth up here. The rest of them, however, not too sure on that. We're probably gonna have to disc them a little bit more, but we'll play that by ear and see what happens with that. Thanks for watching. That's gonna conclude today's video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video.